it's been a while. We've just kind of been so busy as teachers trying to get everything organized for you guys. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying. It was a beautiful weekend. I hope your mothers, grandmothers, aunts, sisters, any of those mother figures in your lives had a wonderful Mother's Day, and you were extra special to them. Make sure you treat them like a queen. um, so I'm going to continue to read. We're almost done Restart, so I'm going to continue to read it. We left off last week when Chase was leaving his house to go meet up with Brendan and a couple of the other kids, and when he was going out of his house, he saw the girl in the blue dress, and it was on a piece of artwork because the neighbors are moving. So I'm going to go ahead and start from there. I run over to Mrs. Tottenham, who's wringing her hands over the handling of a carton marked super fragile. "The painting!" I exclaim, my voice hoarse. "Did you ever show it to me?" "Oh, hello, Chase," she chuckles. "It's just a reproduction, of course. An original Renoir would be worth tens of millions of dollars." "Yeah, okay," I say breathlessly. "But why do I know it? Did I ever see it in your place?" "I don't think so, dear," she tells me. "It was hanging in the upstairs solarium." I follow her, pointing her finger to the glassed-in sunroom on the second floor of the house. So I didn't see it? But I did. How else could it be the only image to make the trip through my shattered memory? My eyes traveled from the Tottenham home to ours next door. Could I have looked inside her solarium from one of our upstairs windows? No way. The entrance to our house is around the corner, facing away from theirs. Our dormer's in the front. That sunroom faces nothing but a chimney and some sloped shingles. The only way to see that painting from our place would be to climb on top of our roof and peer over and peek down into the huge glass window. And suddenly, I just know. I run back inside, tear up the stairs to my bedroom, and step out onto the perch that was so much part of my old life. I start to climb, my rubber-soled sneakers clinging to the rough shingles. The dormer, which houses my room, is beside me, but that leaves a sloped path about 3 feet wide leading straight up to the top. As comfortable as I am on the section of the roof right outside my window, the steep slog to the peak was another ball game. The grade is sharp, and the higher I go, the clearer the image of exactly what must have happened over the summer becomes, and how far I actually must have fallen. The ground seems so distant it could be in another zip code. I'm amused that I didn't dash my brains out on the grass. I get on my hands and knees, and my ascent becomes a crawl. I feel a little more secure this way, especially as I near the apex, where I can use my right arm to cling the dormer. I'm pretty scared, but I'm even more determined to get up there. For me to remember that little girl in blue, she must have been the last thing that I saw before the accident. That makes sense, since the roof is the only place I would have seen her from. I can't explain it, but I'm positive the key to what happened to me lies a few feet ahead. I stretch out my arm, get a grip on top of the A-frame, and haul myself up to gaze down to the Tottenham's house. There it is, the floor-to-ceiling window of the sunroom. I can even make out the large faded rectangle on the wall where the picture must have hung. Okay, I think. This is where I was when I fell. But it still doesn't answer the big question. Why did I come up here? Was I spying on the Tottenhams in their sunroom? I was rotten enough, but why would I care what they were doing? Besides, according to Mom, we were friends. I could have just knocked on their door. Why bother to climb halfway to the moon? Frustration wells up in me, mingling with my disappointment. So the little girl in the blue dress tells me where I fell from, but that's it? As I inch my way back from the peak, I extend my right arm, steadying myself against the cedar shakes on the side of the dormer. No sense repeating my swan dive off the roof, although it's no more than I deserve. I almost slip as one of the shakes pull away. A terrified gasp escapes me as I slide a little before stopping my descent with my feet. I hang on like a fly to a wall. while the racing of my pulse returns to normal. That's when I catch a glimpse of the blue behind the dull brown of the loose shake. There's something back there. I wedged in behind the loose wood. I know what it is even before I reach for it. My hand closes on the silky blue ribbon, and as I draw it out, I feel the weight of the military decoration attached to it. The gold 5-pointed star catches briefly on some insulation, and there it is, Mr. Solway's Medal of Honor. Stolen, hidden, forgotten, yet discovered again. Then, as if finding the medal has unclogged a drain, the memory of my accident pours back into me. It starts at the apex of the roof with me gloating over the brilliance of my hiding place, while peering down through the sunroof window, Mr. Tottenham next door. He's in the lotus position on the floor, performing awkward yoga in front of the painting of the girl in blue. That's what does me in. The hilarious sight of my overweight neighbor twisted into a pretzel, looking like a giant mutant lemon in his skin-tight fluorescent yellow workout suit. I let go for a second, reaching for my phone to get a picture of this one-man comedy routine. And the next thing I know, I'm skidding down the roof, the rectangular pattern of the shingles becoming a blur as I pick up speed. I claw madly at the slope, desperate for a handhold, a foothold, anything to stop my descent. It's no use. My momentum is way too much. I'm falling. When I hit the eaves, I flip over a little, giving me a terrifying view of the yard as it screams up to meet me. I know dizzying acceleration and I brace for impact, but the memory ends there. I don't have to hit the ground a second time. So that's how it happened. The mishap that turned my entire life upside down and almost killed me. Serves me right for snooping on poor Mr. Tottenham. How is it my business if he wants to do yoga in a form-fitting spandex? But that was the old Chase. Everything was his business because he said it was. What was I planning to do with a picture of if I'd managed to get the phone out of my pocket? Show Aaron and Bear and the football team? Pose it on Facebook? Print up 50 copies and plaster them all over town? I sigh. Who knows what Chase did when he did? I should probably just be grateful that I don't have to be him anymore. The medal clenched tightly in my palm. I climbed down gingerly, careful to keep both hands and feet on the roof at all times, my mind whirling. Brendan's house will just have to wait. Nothing there can be as important as returning this medal to its rightful owner. I have to see Mr. Solway. Near the eaves, I slide down on my butt to the window and throw a leg over the sill. Chase? Uh-oh, Mom. You promised me you wouldn't go out on that roof ever again. Do I have to nail your window shut? I just blew past her. Sorry, Mom. I tossed over my shoulder. Gotta get to Portland Street. I'm not finished yelling at you yet. Have you forgotten what happened to you last summer? Do you have amnesia about amnesia? I run down the stairs, calling, I'll explain later. In the kitchen, I snatch a soft dish towel off the drying rack, wrap it around the medal. I jam it in my pocket and blast out the door. So now we know where he hid the medal. We know what caused the fall and the amnesia. And it does show a little, he gets what he deserves. He was trying to do something deceitful and mean, and in the end, he fell off the roof. And I just kind of think that's a little bit of karma. Alrighty, guys. I'll read again tomorrow. I hope you guys are all doing well. I really miss you. And try to get out in the sunshine today. Talk to you later.